Greetings once again, Rainbow fans. On the left, I have this Rainbow, and it's just Rainbow power nozzle. That's Thomas Rechtenwald, it's not mine. We need to do a refurb on it. And here's my Rainbow SE power nozzle. I did a refurb on, I think it was early 2020. So it's been a couple of years ago. So my refurb's doing just fine, and I think Thomas's is going to need a little more work. But let's take a closer look at some of these, noting the differences. So you can see the style. I just showed you the front. Here's the back. Here's the rear of this one. Get the hose out of the way. And right off, you notice that there's this long cord that's attached to it. Goes all the way down to the male plug. And the plug here on the newer model is obviously much shorter and would plug into, the handle. Well, an upgraded handle, obviously. So this one has, and you can separate it right here, obviously, and take the cord off if you want. It's connected via this clip system. Of course, this is a clip system here on the steel wand, and I guess they wanted something else going on here because we've got some black tape. And that is very wide black tape. Let's see, here is the model number. So the newer one is 4375C, and the older one is 2800C. Still has the same power rating? Oh, no, it doesn't. This one is 1.9 amps, newer one. The older one is 1.4 amps. Now we can actually test that to see if that's actually true or not. And let's look underneath, see what's going on there. Did they make any changes? See, is that going to stay? No, that's going to fall down. Okay. That doesn't stay up. So let's, all right, well, that doesn't stay up, doesn't stay up. Haven't used mine in a while. Got some fuzzies in it. Okay, so let's take a look at the rug plate and the wheels. That looks the same, and so does the brush roll. So, anybody know what that little silver sticker there is for? It's removable. That's because I tested the brush roll RPM. Now, the bristles aren't replaceable. I mean, it's a wooden brush roll, and the bristles are, well, they're in there to stay or wear down. But these beater bars, plastic beater bars, and you can see that even mine, and I think I may have replaced this, cracked. The other one I think is all right. These are replaceable. You have to take the brush roll out, though. And that's not too difficult to replace. So this one over here, same brush roll. So you've got the same kind of bristles, but look at how chewed up this beater bar is, a plastic beater bar. I mean, that is going to tear up whatever it comes in contact with, bare floor, carpet, you name it. So these either have to be changed or change the whole brush roll into an upgraded brush roll that Thomas actually purchased in our last mini-meet. This one isn't too bad, but that's still got some rough spots. I suppose you could sand or trim or kind of clip this off if you wanted to be super cheap. I think you can still get these. It's hard to get parts for these machines that are getting older and older. This is a mess. I wouldn't definitely want to run that on much of anything. But as I mentioned earlier, Thomas ordered and had sent to my place a new brush roll, a new type of brush roll as well. And it's all bristles. See, look at that. Nothing but bristles. Seems like that should fit just fine. And we even have a new belt. Because last time this was run, I heard noises I didn't like. So I don't want to go and run it again to try to remind everybody or myself what this sounded like. So if you want to see what this R-2800 power nozzle sounded like, please go back to our last mini meet. And yeah, it was a little scary sounding. It sounded like something was coming apart. So let's go ahead and start the refurb on this and see what we're up against. Should just be 2 screws, and then the rug plate will come off. There we are. So yeah, this is a piece of foam. That is a, oh yeah, that's just, there's not going to be anything left of that. That's just going to disintegrate, unfortunately. I put a new piece on mine. It goes over the top of this motor just to take care of like vibration and also separate the motor from the rest of the compartment. So you can run it without it. So this is honestly pretty clean looking inside. Really is. So let's see. That's got a screw that just holds a piece of cardboard. And just one side, I think. So my guess is this hasn't been opened in 30 years or more. So you've just got some wiring tucked in here. Okay, that's not a big deal. That's expected. Can't say that I see any damage. There's some cobwebs, obviously. Now there's less cobwebs, I suppose. Thermal fuse breaker. This should be a light right down in there. You got the motor, the belt. For some reason, I thought I was hearing something that made me think that the belt was shredding, but I mean that's obviously not the case. Here, let me take the belt off. And here's the underside of the belt. It's got some burn marks on it where it's probably slipped. It's not surprising. Not surprising by any means. But it's intact. Okay, all right, that's a good sign, I guess. Let's take this out. That does not spin that well. It's not terrible, but yeah, that brush roll here does not spin very well. Come on out. Got these little rubber vibration dampeners here. Let's see. And yeah, you know what it is? It's really this bearing here. I think it's a sleeve bearing. So a lot of resistance that I am detecting right now is because the sleeve bearing, well, hasn't been oiled in many decades. That's a little rough. This going to be the same thing. Some nice dirt that just flopped off there. So yeah, I can. What is that? Is that a piece of felt? Yeah, I think this is a remnant right here of. Oh, no, that's not that. Yeah, that looks like it's a piece of rotting felt, probably to damp vibrations as well. But here's how this one spins, which is to say, doesn't really spin. It might if I take the end cap off there. So there, that doesn't really do much, does it? And you can compare it to the new one. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there, I think. And the inside really doesn't look too bad. Let's see, how's the motor? Well, let me hook this up. I'm just going to run the motor just to listen to it. I gotta believe that somehow we should probably still take it apart, but let's see what the motor sounds like. See, I'm gonna use this. So I have a trigger. Oh, smells terrible. That sounds awful. And you can compare it, you can smell, at least you can't smell, I can smell, that this definitely is going to need some lubrication and or possibly one bearing. So let's keep going. Not surprising though. Else out of the way. Just go somewhere. Okay, so obviously this motor is going to need some help. That's for sure. Wow. So we can take this off. And everything else basically looks all right. So let's see. What is holding this motor in? I got one screw here, I think. And that it's held in with just one screw because there's just one post right here. That's all, just held in with one screw. That's kind of hilarious. Yeah. Okie dokie. Huh. So I guess maybe I should vacuum this out a little bit. I should vacuum this motor off and this whole thing right here. Don't want to vacuum the screw up. Let's take care of that. guess I can do that. Oh, that's the way that is. It's not really dirty. How about that? So as I mentioned earlier, this is just, you know, it disintegrates. You can't do anything with it, and it just goes away. So we will deal with that later. I'll see if I can get some foam someplace. I'll talk to Thomas about what the options are. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still nice to have some type of foam seal, I suppose, rather than nothing. All right. Now let's see. What can I do with this? I'd like to have a little more freedom here. Get this bottom wand removed. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, now I can move around a little bit easier. So this could probably untwist. That doesn't come off real easily to give me a whole lot of room. I don't know. Let me see what's in here. If it's just twisted, I'll go ahead and twist them back in. Okay, so that was just twisted in. I was wondering whether or not it was going to be soldered or anything like that. It's not. That's fine. I just want a little more room to work. I don't need that much. And to be honest with you, I can probably just leave that in there. I know you can pop this out, but it's not that important. Yeah, I think I got enough working room here. I'll just work like this. This shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so if you can see this, we're looking at, it says, I think it's QS Electric, 120 volt, 60 hertz, R1715, and then it's got a number here, 5402-01, and of course the date, June 9th of 1989. So let's see what June 8th of 1989 looks like. There should be significant length on the carbon brushes. That would be nice because of lack of use. All right, popping the top. Trying to pop the top. Anything else in here? Anything I'm forgetting? Hello? All right. All right, we got some more deal with. Okay, not bad. We certainly have plenty of carbon brush length, but you know what? This was used more than once. These carbon brushes, they've had some use on them. I don't know if it's like 100 hours or something like that, but they used it more than once, definitely. Look at the length of those. So they have plenty of length left, but they have shown some usage here, to be sure. And what's interesting about these is they have little grooves in them right here. It's kind of funny. But yeah, they normally kind of fly up. Okay, let's see what we have now. So let's see, can I get this up? All right, that's there. One clamshell off to the side. So we have, oh, that's rough. Oh, that's so rough. I mean, it turns, but just barely. So yeah, that I'm gonna have to put in a vat of red can 3-in-1, because that is, yeah, I mean that that hardly moves. Yeah, so that was a problem there. Obviously some dirt. And let's see, I think, can I get this out? Will this slide out easily? Gonna be a pain. Hello? Something blocking it. There we go. Come on out. One armature. All right. Oh, all right. I gotta get some close-ups of this. Oh yeah. So here's the armature. Let's focus. You know, I'll put this on anyway. This bearing. I mean, that's so hilarious. This hardly even moves with that bearing, with that sleeve bearing on. There's just hardly anything there. Let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, starts at 4. Okay, goes from 4 to 12. And here is a bearing. I'm going to guess it's a 608. Haven't looked yet, but listen to this. Want to know what that looks like? Yeah, that bearing's completely gone. And this is just a sleeve fit. And I can use a bearing puller to pull both of these off. I'll pull this one off first, and then I'll pull this one off next. Oh, I'm going to put that into a cap full of Blue Can 3-in-1. Ooh. Yeah, but you know, it's still there, right? So I don't have to, you know, pull this out and replace it like I have to do this ball bearing one. So I mean, there's something to be said for these bearings. They do last forever, more or less. And everything else looks fine. can see that or not, but there are, where are you? There are grooves in these right here. Hope you can see that. All right, let's pull this stuff out now. So this is the bearing puller that I use. I get a lot of questions on this. I got it from eBay, and it was probably sometime in maybe late 2017 or something like that. No, I don't have links. What you want to do is go to eBay and search bearing puller. And this was the absolute cheapest one. I think it was like $7 shipped, and it came from literally from China. So I need to put this, you know, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and drop this in a cap full of fluid. So just as a reminder, blue can, right? That's meant for high speed, high revolution, not the red can stuff, the blue can stuff. So here this is, cleaned it up a bit. The outside doesn't matter a whole lot, it's the inside, it's in that hole. I'll put that in there, and we will get a little closer because I can. We'll just let that soak for, you know what, I'm not in a hurry, so maybe I'll leave it for, you know, like a whole day or something like that. So nice not to be in a hurry. Let's see if this works. Here we go. We're getting it now. Got a longer bolt washer in there for stability, but might be more trouble than it's worth. Almost done. Come on. Come on. Don't remember having so much trouble with the sleeve. There we go. I got it. Okay, good. Yay, finally. There. Jeez. That was a pain getting out of there. If you don't have a set of calipers and you want to make sure you have this 608, I did verify it's a 608, it says made in Singapore, bearing shoved all the way down the shaft, and it's exactly aligned right without going back and forth guessing a whole lot. You can go and get yourself something that's the correct thickness, and as you can see, that fits, a little more light here, that fits right in the space between the commutator and the bearing itself. There. Yeah. That'll fit right in there, nice and tight. And you can use that to check if you didn't have a set of calipers. And if you do have a set of calipers, you can get a depth measurement here. I would say, there, get that set. I'm looking at 28.06 millimeters. We're all set up to pull off this 608Z. And away we go. Might not be able to show you everything. Probably should run this in fast speed. See, we're making progress. Making progress. Loves to go off that one side, doesn't it? It just loves to go off that one side. Almost there. There we go. See? Getting better. That's it. Now you also have an amazingly clean shaft. You don't really have to do much to it. Isn't that incredible? Let's see. Singapore. 608Z. Got a lot of those. Hey, stop moving. It's running away. Okay, let's clean that commutator. I have 800 grit. Wow, this is very dirty. Hard to get that little black line off there. Well, if it hasn't been running 30 years, what do you expect? I might need another piece of this stuff. Almost there. All right, I think that's going to do it. That's good enough. Get a better grip on that. Shiny. That's better. Sometimes there's a need to clean up the carbon slides, or where the carbon brushes go back and forth, the tracks. So I just was cleaning out this one here on the left, and you can see what came out of there. So let me finish that. Just make sure that the brushes stay tight against the commutator. They have good travel. All right, here's the other one. See how dirty that one is. So clean, and now we scrub. And let's see. Oh geez, this one doesn't seem to be as bad as the other one. The one on the left. Not nearly as bad. Who knew? So, a little bit of a difference. It's been a couple of days. I've had this bearing soak, and it's really sucked in a lot of this oil. So, made a big difference. Let's get that out of there. Oh, it's so slippery. Wipe off the excess, and we will install this. But yeah, this is in a lot better shape. So, fantastic. Okay, let's see. Put that in there. Oh yeah, this spins quite easily now. Yeah, much nicer. Of course, this is nice too. Not a big deal. All right, let's get that back in. And get this reseated. Here's a fiddly bit. Oh, nice. Okay. That needs to spin freely because it's going to spin fast. Now here comes the fun part. Trying to get these carbon brushes back in without them flying off everywhere. So that's going to be entertaining. All right. So here's one. Let's see. Maybe I can do it like this. Squeeze it down in there. Okay, there's one. I'm going to have to hold it there. Remember, you have the groove right here. There's the other one. Okay, don't move. Don't fly off anywhere. Then I got to go find it. These things are kind of delicate. I don't think I got that one seated properly. No, I didn't. See what I mean? It's a little fiddly. So let's get that in there. Okay. All right. So they're there, and hopefully they don't fly off. All right. So here we are. That's what they look like. And I think I got the wires reoriented. So let's put the top of the clamshell back on. I don't think I've forgotten any pieces. See, I don't think we're seated as well as we could be here. Nope, I think we have an orientation. Got to go fiddle with that a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that's seated properly in the back. It's not quite going back the way I want to put it. Let's see, does that have a mark in? Oh, it does, okay. It's got an orientation. That notch has to be up. And now we're fitting correctly. There we go. All right, good shape. Let's give it a spin. Oh, yes. That is so silent. Really fantastic. Okay. Let's see. I got one here, and then two in the back. And we have ourselves a reconditioned motor that's good to go for hundreds of hours, frankly. All right, I think that's all tightened up. Very nice, super clean. All right, now need to get all these wires back together here. And let's put this over here so we can see what's going on. Oops. Yep. Okay, now we got to get that motor back in there. This all still looks fine. I think that's about as clean as I'm going to make this. You know what I can do is it's easy to reach these wheels. So you hear that noise? Yep. So I'm going to use more of this blue can 3-in-1. You can use red can 3-in-1 on this. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little drop on the axles because that will make them a lot quieter. Hey, stop that. There we go. Not too much. You don't want it to get on your carpet. And move it around a little bit. There. So, much quieter. Excellent. Okay. Now let's see. The orientation of this was, looks like it was that way. And the motor went in here and was only held down by one screw. It's like, okay, all right. And all this was twisted with, where'd we go? This little cap right here. So I can put that back. Some people may choose to resolder this. I mean, that's up to you. This connection appears to be okay, but sometimes I like to solder these kind of things. All right, that's tight. That one was tight before. Now we have to tuck these back in and down, back to where they were. Let's see. Need just a little more room. All right, I think that's, yeah, and that's out of the way of the neck. So let's see, does this go back down in here a little bit further? Yeah, a little bit. All right, so it's a big shove. You got a lot of room to work with here. All right, that's in good shape. I think it's, yeah, just got this one big long screw here. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now this went here. It just has one screw. It's going to be a little fiddly. Got to get the wires aligned just right. Tuck everything in again. And there. There, hope you can see all that. A little more tucking, I think, is required. These things are always so fiddly in some cases. Come on out. Come on out. Tuck down in there a little better than that. Okay, So I think we have everything. Yeah, a lot of tucking. Okay, that seems to be flush enough. That's in good shape. Now, we're not going to use this, and we're certainly not going to use this. And I'm going to show you, this is the old rainbow. So here is a new one, and hopefully you can see the difference between the two. Here, if I stretch them a bit. Yeah, look at that. So we have new belt that we're going to use, but I think I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. So this is just a big mess right here. It's coming apart, and I don't want it to suck in the motor or adversely affect the machine at all. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and remove this and clean this up, and I think give this a little clean as well. Although this part of it's pretty shiny. So I will return when this is cleaned up, because we don't want to leave it like that. Okay, did some cleaning. That's how we're going to return it back to Thomas. Now, let's check the motor before we put the brush roll and the belt on and see how it came out. Here we go, first turn on. Well, there's no sparking, that's good. Oh yeah. A light on here. Yep. It's revving up and the brushes are seating in. All right, wonderful. Now let's get the new brush roll in, and also a new style of brush roll in. Let's see, it's going to go in like that, like that. Now I got the fun part of trying to stretch that belt on. That's going to be entertaining. Oh, let's see. I think I'm going to have to change angles here. You can even kind of put it on this way, I suppose. And then some people choose to actually roll the whole thing in. This is so stretchy, I think I might show you that. So I've done that on other machines, but it's been a while. But this is going to be tight. So let's see, I want to make sure I'm going to roll it in the right way. So get these oriented the right way, and then heave, heave, and clump, and there it goes. And then this one will go in like that. Okay, fantastic. Now, let's make sure that thing's seated well. And we also need to check the running alignment. Here, get over there. All right, let's see what it runs like. Would be nice if it stayed on. Okay, I think we have a winner. So every belt, depending on how you orient it, will ride slightly differently. So if I wanted to go play with this, I could go and change the orientation from, say, this way to that way, and it may make a slight difference. So why don't we actually check that? I'll flip it around like this and see if the orientation changes at all. Because it is riding on the edge. It's okay, but it's not quite perfect. Okay, so we roll it in. Come on, over there. There you go. Hey, there you go. All right. And then this side needs to get back on. And let's, come on, do your thing. Do your thing. All right, get over there. All right, let's see if that rides any differently. Well, to be honest with you, there's really not that much of a difference, but I think I personally like it the other way. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to flip it around the other way. Why not? I personally think there's a tiny difference. Very, very tiny, but it's there. You see how fun changing the belt is on this thing. It's not bad. I have to deal with machines that are worse, for sure. Come on, come on. All right, let's make sure we're still riding, all right? Yeah, very, very similar. Okay, now let's put the cover back on. Make sure the wheels are aligned right. And you just see I put the rubber bumper on. I also cleaned up the machine a bit. And I used this to get off the big chunks and this to polish the plastic and the rubber bumper. So I'll show you the big reveal here in a minute when we turn this over, because it looked very different when we first started this video. Okay, it seems to be tight. All right, here's the big reveal. Ta-da! Big difference. Big, big difference. Here's the back. Yeah, so now it looks like what this should look like. Not so dusty, and it was kind of tinted a little bit red, but not anymore. Let's give this Refurb 2800 an initial run, the maiden voyage, so to speak, after refurb. Now, I have it hooked up to my 1993 D4C SE canister in the back there. That one's been fully refurbed. And look forward to the refurb of the 1989 model. I'm sure that's probably going to be a bit longer and more entertaining because there's a lot more parts there. So if you take a look at the cosmetics, 2800, 4375, there's a bit of a difference. They lightened up some of the stickers and fiddled around with the design just a tiny little bit. And away we go. Oh. it goes. It just goes on its own. I'm not pushing it. Yep, that just goes right on its own. Wow. No beater bars. I'm going to see if I can rejigger a view so you can see this 2800 literally going by itself. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to turn it on and just hold it with one finger, and that's it. That's it, one finger. Okay, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.